This is just a little short film looking at the progress of a song that I wrote back in 2008 called Yetholm Day, which was originally wrote on the 23rd of April 2008, and just where that song has actually led to and some of the project it's led to for myself up to this date, some of the things that it's kept me involved in over the years. I was first asked to record the song by one of our ex-Kelso laddies, a guy called Andrew Haig, who approached me one night after a few drinks in a local club in Kelso and suggested that I might be interested in writing a song and writing a new up-to-date song for the town Civic Week. So I took him up on the offer, saw it as a bit of a challenge. I went away and wrote a poem about the Saturday ride from Kelso up to Yetholm, up to the town of Yetholm for Kelso Civic Week. It's our main ride for the town. I put the music to it, came up with a wee catchy chorus and emailed it to him, and it just picked up from there. We ended up, quite a lot of the ex-laddies liked it. We made a short CD, just did a sort of, listen back now, a pretty rough recording for the first version of the song, and put it out for sale in the pubs for, I think it was about £2 or £3, and covered my costs for putting the CD out, and the rest of the money made we donated towards Kelso Civic Week. So it was, the song was a big success that year. It involved me, getting asked to sing up in the square on the Saturday afternoon when the horses came back in. I was asked to sing it on the bowling club on the Sunday night with the late Kenny Lees, who was playing that night. Invited me up to play his keyboard and sing the song, and then of course later on in the night I kind of thought I'd done my bit, had a few drinks, and was asked back up to sing the song again by the chairman at the time, Graham Young, and was quite notably remembered for forgetting the words at that point. So yeah, the songs, it started off in a blaze of glory, and things have just kept going from there. It's been an absolute fantastic journey for the song. And I think for me as well, for what's led me on to, for an interest in some of the other Porter songs. Into the square early morning, to watch the laddie ride. Holds the flag up in his state, it fills us all with pride. The crowds, they fill the pavements, 3 cheers you hear them say, as they all headed for Kelso to ride on the Yetholm Day. Oh, to ride, come by bench and hill, can get him in their sights. The laddie and all his followers, all decked in blue and white. The wine and beer flows freely, and they're having picnics tea, as the Kelso folk all gather round on this bonny Yetholm Day. Listening back to some of that recording now, I mean, I can hear the differences that are in the old version of the song and to what's in the newer version of the song now. The song that it's been brought more up to date about another 2-3 times since then, really, just to make it a more appealing song to finish a night with a bit more rousing and a bit more fuller, for people listening to the track. Again, going back to my highlights for that year, I think one of my big highlights was definitely being asked to sing on the Wednesday night after the installation ceremony. I mean, the installation ceremony for the Kelso laddie is the main ceremony for Civic Week, and unless you're part of the committee or a visiting principal or an ex-principal or one of the community council or somebody that's involved with Civic Week, you don't really get invited to the the sort of after ceremony at the Tate Hall. But that was the year I was invited to take my guitar along and to sing Yetholm Day for the visiting principals and for everybody else that was there in the Tate Hall. And to stand there on your own with an acoustic guitar was an absolutely fantastic feeling, and I've never been more proud of anything than for the association to ask me along there and sing that song in front of the principals at the Tate Hall. If my highlight for the middle of the week was certainly going to be the Tate Hall, I suppose my other highlight for the week would have to be being asked to perform on the stage on the Saturday afternoon when the horses returned from the Yetholm ride. The Yetholm Day song obviously being the anthem for that day. So it was quite an honour to be asked by Graham Young to come up on the stage and sing the song at the end. After Civic Week was finished, I have to be honest, I didn't really expect much more to come off it. I thought that was probably it. It was going to be something that people sang at me, to annoy me in the pub on a Saturday night or every time I walked down the street. However, it was a couple of weeks after Civic Week was finished, I was invited along with the ex-laddies to go up to Radio Borders and to take part in a radio interview where the laddies would be, Adrian, Guy, Jack, Gareth Ford, Andrew Haig were going to be interviewed about their week as principals, but they were also going to be asking me some questions about the song and also playing some tracks from an album that I had out at that time as well. So Karen Ingram from the Sunday Gathering was very kind to do a quick interview with us and put that out at the radio, and also helped not only plug the song but plug some tracks from my album as well, which was always good at the time. And it was amazing, the work for that just started to flow in. There was quite a lot of bookings following that, and a lot of demand for some more songs, specifically common riding songs or Kelso songs at that time, which is really, I suppose, where the rest of the project sprung on from. Everyone was always, what you do next year, and there was this expectation that there would always be another song that would come along to follow Yetholm Day. And I to this day still don't think there's another song that I could write or produce that would follow Yetholm Day. And I've never tried to do that for obvious reasons. I think it's a good song, and I think why try and better something that was already probably one of the best pieces of work that I could have produced for that. So yeah, there was other projects that led on from that, which we'll go into next.
Three cheers for the Kelso laddie!
3 cheers for the Kelso laddie indeed, and we're joined by the Kelso laddie. That's Adrian, and Gareth and Andrew, his right and left hand men, are also with him in the studio. Hi guys.
Hello.
Ooh, somebody's got a loud microphone there. Sorry folks if I blasted your eardrums. But we're also joined by the writer and singer of that last song. That's Gary Cleghorn. Hi Gary.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm fine, and it's great to have you in at long last, because of course that's not the only song you've done, but we did feel that it was very appropriate to have you in with the Kelso laddie. Tell us about that one. How did it come about, Yetholm Day?
That came about one night actually. Myself and Andrew were having a little discussion in the pub one night about the lack of Kelso songs lately, and how Alan Bryden, Triscotia, has been writing quite a lot for the Hoyt Cornet and the Hoyt Common riding. So we're just saying that apparently Andrew had already volunteered this to the committee that I was going to write something. So we just decided to go home, work on it, and came up with it within a week or something, and sent the email on to yourself, and it seemed to be quite popular from there on.
And it really does seem to have taken off, doesn't it?
It does. It had about 700 hits on YouTube in the first few weeks it was up, and I think we're up to almost 1,000 now.
That's brilliant. And the laddies and the right and left hand men here, they were all singing away. So does everybody know the words? Did you hand the words out to the folk in Kelso?
I think there was about 4 CDs out that didn't have the words inside them. That was just a wee problem with myself there. The rest of them did have the words inside the CD covers, so everywhere I go these days, people keep singing it to us. I think it's going to be one of these songs that's going to haunt me for years.
Well, it's not a bad thing to be haunted by, I would say, because I think it's a song that will catch on very much and become part of the Civic Week, part of the tradition.
I was always interested in sort of Scottish traditional music when I was younger. It was the music I was brought up with, music I was kind of, you know, sort of born and raised with, and always liked, you know, kind of a lot of the sort of modern acts as well, you know, a lot of, you know, your kind of chart bands that are on the go at the moment. And there was a sound that I always liked that was, you know, one of my favourite bands being, you know, Runrig, you know, Big Country, you know, these kind of bands. And the sound that they had was something that always attracted me to it, was that sound of Scottish music but yet sounding like rock music. And that kind of partly achieved sometimes by having that electric guitar along with an accordion sound or bagpipes or something, you know, some kind of driven guitar sound alongside something quite Scottish at the same time. So when I listened back to the original track that we had recorded, that I'd recorded for Yetholm Day, I stripped it right back, kept the initial drum beat, kept the bass that was already down, and took everything else away, and then re-recorded other things on top of that. Put down a fresh electric guitar that was much more smoother. It flowed much better. It wasn't as sort of jittery as the initial track was. I stuck in a sort of smooth flowing accordion in the background just to add a bit more substance to it. Put another couple of acoustic guitar tracks, electric guitar tracks in the background. Redone the vocals with a sort of new microphone, you know, just freshened the track up basically, and re-released that for the 2009 CD, which we done exactly the same as the last time, basically to raise some money for the Kelso Ladies Association. And stuck on an extra track, which is the town anthem of Kelso Bonnie Kelso, which again we used or I keep saying we, it was myself that did most of the recording at that point. It was myself that done the electric guitars, accordion, and done exactly the same track, or exactly the same style of track for Kelso Bonnie Kelso, and released that with you know, this kind of newer sound that I'd managed to get through the digital recording. So it was my friend Robert Hogarth, Robert and I have been friends since, you know, we were sort of knee height of grasshopper. So I wanted to do something, although I said I wasn't going to do another CD that year, I certainly wasn't going to do another song, but we stuck with Yetholm Day, and to add something different in the CD we stuck in the Kelso Bonnie Kelso and one of my other tracks off the Searcher for Promises CD, a track called Barren Land, which kind of fitted in with the concept idea that we had at the time. So yeah, that's where we went from there and freshened the track up, and it certainly sounded a bit different and something I was much happier with, and I could hear myself almost being happy with the song. I tend to be quite a perfectionist sometimes when I'm redoing things, and I'll listen to it over and over again. If I'm recording my work, I'll record it onto a CD, I'll take it in the car, I'll listen to it going up and down to my work, I'll listen for any little mistakes that's in it that I can hear to try and iron out and get things, you know, kind of flowing a bit smoother, which is what I tried to do with Yetholm Day, and certainly I was much happier with the second track as it ever was with the first one. And listening back now, I can't believe I actually let people hear the first one, and I can't believe certainly sold it in pubs, but I suppose that's how it goes at times.
To the square early morning to watch the lobby ride as it haunts the flag of Benny Street. It fills us all with pride. The crowds, they fill the pavements, the cheers, you hear them say, it's all he did for Kelsington to ride on Yetholm Day.
Part of the changes that I made when I was looking at you know, re-recording the Yetholm Day song for 2009 was looking at the lyrics, and there was a section in the third verse when it talks about the riders gathering on the lawn, as I had initially wrote in it, talking about them gathering on the lawn at Kirk Yetholm, but actually at Kirk Yetholm the lawn is referred to the green. So there was changes made there for the second version of the song that talks about the riders gathering on the green, which is, you know, much more fitting with what actually happens for the ride out on the Yetholm Day. As far as the song being well received, it was greeted exactly the same as it was the year before, much to my satisfaction and also surprise. I was invited back to sing on the stage on the Saturday afternoon, and it was very clear from that moment on that was going to be a very regular stint on the afternoon, and it became a traditional part of the Yetholm ride, that when the riders returned, they would be greeted back into the square with the Yetholm Day song. So it was quite an honour to be asked to fill that slot on a regular basis. The CD sold again really well, and again kind of kept that pressure on what's next, what's going to happen next. The Kelso Laddies Association were also quite keen to be a wee bit more involved with the Kelso songs, and it was later that year that I was approached by Keith Hook, who was then a member of the Kelso Laddies Association, and asked on behalf of the association would I be prepared to do a CD full of Kelso songs, old and new, from other artists in the town who had wrote songs, from myself, and also going back through the Kelso songbook and pulling out a lot of the older songs, some of which had been forgotten, and bringing them a bit more up to date, and just bringing them back to the fore and letting people realise that actually Kelso have got quite a lot of songs as well.
Upon this Yetholm Day, oh, Teraid, Teraid, oh, Teraid and Yetholm Day. Sing it up. Oh, Teraid, Teraid.
It would be about February 2010 when I was first asked to do the Songs of Kelso CD, and was faced with my first major problem when Andrew Hay gave me a copy of the old songbook and had a look at it, and here it was, all the music notes, all the words. However, in all these years of teaching myself to play various instruments, never actually taught myself to read music. So I had to source some outside help in the form of Bob Liddell, who is a local musician, local artist from Kelso. Bob is quite sort of well renowned around about the town. He's played in many bands over the years, AC Clubs, along with the late Frankie Mallon, and many other sort of groups. He's been a member of the sort of Kelso Accordion and Fiddle Club, and also now plays in the Blackthorn and Cayley band with Charlie McEntee and Louise Douglas. So managed to get hold of Bob, got Bob to come in to help out on the album by playing some of the songs for me. Bob went through, he picked out some of the tunes, kind of advised me which ones were sort of listenable, which ones maybe weren't very good tunes, and we picked some of the best songs that had sort of nicest tunes from the CD. Bob played the melodies on a CD for me and wrote down which ones they were, and gave me a copy of the CD so as I could work through it, hear what the music sounded like, and then go on and record some sort of trial versions of the songs. My next task was then to get people from the town, sort of local artists, to come along and take part in some of the singing with me. We looked for artists such as Tommy Hennigan, Alan Conaghy, Maurice Kildare. There's quite a lot of people from the town, Jim Chisholm, people who were quite happy to come along and help out, as well as some of the ex-laddies as well, who were quite happy to put themselves forward and say, we'll do some singing. But without the help of Bob Liddell, I could never have got the project off the ground. So thanks again for this one, Bob. Something else that Bob was actually able to give us as well was 3 new songs for the album. Bob also wrote a song about the Yetholm ride, focusing more about the laddie's journey to go and get his blue bonnet. Bob's song The Bonnet Blue features on track 3 of the album. Bob also recorded a song and got another local singer, Ronnie, to sing on it. It was Kelso Jewel Upon the Tweed, as well as his absolutely fantastic waltz, which is already featured on one of his albums called Mayfield Walk. So Bob was able to provide us with these songs for the album and tune for the album, which were all very well received and are going to be also a part of this Every Week song collection.
10, she was pure, but she was taken.
Another singer that I always really wanted to have on the album was local artist Alan Connachie. And I remember going to the Kelso Folk Club at the Cobbles many years ago and hearing Alan sing the song that he'd written called Where TV It Meets Tweed, and thinking what a fantastic song that is. I remember he played along with the whistle with the melody that he had. So when I was doing the Kelso songs, I immediately got in touch with Alan and said I would love for you to put this song on the CD, which Alan jumped at. He came down to the house, an old flat then, which I had as my recording studio. He sat in the back room, played the song through a few times, recorded it, and Alan had to rush off. So all he done was the sort of basic strumming with the acoustic guitar and recorded the vocal, and then he left. So while he was away, I played with it, I added in the bass, added in some other acoustic parts, some harmony vocals, a couple of whistle tracks in it, mixed it all together, and he yielded him the finished result, and he was absolutely thrilled with it, and it is an absolutely beautiful song as well. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little tour of some of the equipment that we used back then for recording some of the songs with Kelso CD. My original way of recording was probably first of all quite antiquated. This is my original digital recording desk, which is a Zoom recording desk. It could only take up to about 10 tracks before you had to start bouncing things around about. Once you got all the information recorded, you could mix it on the screen, get all your volumes, master it all, get exactly how you wanted. But then the difficult part was after that was having to then record it at real time into my CD recording decks. Once it was recorded onto the CD recording decks, the difficulty then was having to get it on a specific type of CD onto the PC to get it recorded onto a CD. My main instrument for quite a lot of the recording that I do is the keyboard. Sitting on the keyboard I've got now has got an absolutely fantastic drum track on the background for it as well. So being able to do my own drum fills and stuff, for someone who can't use a drum machine, it's an absolute godsend, and especially some of the string effects and stuff, it provides great backing for quite a lot of the tracks that we do. The Bowden drum, which we used for the Kelso Laddies track, the song called The Kelso Laddies, which comes across quite strong, and it's quite a sort of rousing, foot stomping song. Managed to use the accordion on quite a few of the tracks as well. It came across quite well on the track The Kelso Laddie, which was track 4 on the CD. It was quite a popular track for other people as well. I tried not to get too much in competition with Bob, because Bob's obviously a much better accordion player than myself. I've also acquired my granddad's old button accordion, which I managed to sneak into. As I do with every CD that I do, I always try and sneak in his old accordion somewhere along the line. There's also my other usual array of sort of mouth organs, whistles that I could try and stick in just to beef up some of the backing tracks as well, just to make things sound a wee bit more kind of realistic rather than having any kind of pre-recorded backing. I tend to try and build up everything and make it myself as I go along. There's then of course the mandolins, bass guitars, acoustic guitars, electric guitars that kind of make up the bulk of quite a lot of the tracks that's on there. Once we had everybody recorded and all the tracks done, everything was placed in a computer, mixed round about, we found the order we wanted the tracks in, and the final result was the CD, The Songs of Kelso.
Many years have passed behind me since I bade the homeland goodbye. Back through the years I've wandered, at each scene I ponder, memories bring a tear to my eye. In my heart a longing.
One track we were really keen to have on the album was a track called Where Tweed and TV It Meet. This track was actually written by the ex-Kelso laddie George McCombie, who was Kelso laddie in 1955. The song was actually written by his dad, so we wanted George to come along and sing the track for us on the album, which he very kindly did. So it's a very old song, and as I say, George was very happy to come along. He came along to the old flat that I had we sat again in the back room, and George sang me the song a couple of times. I remember playing the acoustic guitar with him over that, and once we were comfortable with it, George had never done anything like this before, any recording, so it was all new to him. We got the track done. We got the acoustic guitar track recorded. George sang over the top of it, and then after George left, I managed to put in some piano in the background, and we managed to get the song, I think, exactly how we wanted it to sound, that kind of old vintage style, and George sang absolutely fantastic over the top of it, and it was a great honour to have George to come and sing his dad's song on the CD for us.
Beauties I have seen rich and rare, among sweet scented flowers I've lingered there for hours.
One of the main bits that we wanted on the Songs of Kelso CD was communal singing by the ex-Kelso laddies, who I'm sure won't mind me saying that they're not the most tuneful bunch of guys that you've ever met. So the plan was, once we'd finished all the recording the CD, Bob had kind of put his songs together, I'd put my songs together, I'd done the backing tracks for people that were coming along to do the singing, I'd done 2 or 3 of the songs on the album myself as well. We had the Kelso Bun and Kelso track that I'd already done, a brand new version of Yetholm Day as well, the now up-to-date version, along with some other tracks that I'd done as well, such as the Kelso Laddies, Kelso Laddie. Bob had his 3 songs. We had several other tracks. Morris Kildare had donated his Banks of TV, which he'd performed for the album as well. We managed to get a track from Kelso High School, which is the original school anthem, called Do or Die. So we managed to get quite a good collection of Kelso songs, old and new, some common related, Civic Week related songs, and some just new songs for the town. But we certainly did want the communal singing, so the task for that was myself and Bob took my recording desk and Bob's recording desk up to the Kelso Royal British Legion, who kindly allowed us to use their room on a midweek night. I think it was a Thursday night or something during the week, just after the declaration of Murray Playfair, when Murray was declared Kelso Laddie. So we all ended up there. There was about 20 ex-laddies turned up, plus the Kelso Laddie himself, and we recorded them singing along to some of the songs, which we managed to edit, stick on, put over some of the choruses of some of the older songs. It came up a lot better as what we maybe could have expected it to come up. Again, we still had to kind of make allowances for them not being the most tuneful bunch of guys, but the CD was a bit of fun. It was to get the songs out there, and it ended up sounding, I think, pretty good, considering the limited equipment we had and limited skills we had. We were trying to record 20 people doing communal singing all at once for a CD quality album. So yeah, pretty impressed with the end result of it.
On the laddies Yetholm Day.
With all the new equipment that I now had at my disposal, new keyboards, newer guitars, better quality equipment, there was no way I couldn't not record another version of Yetholm Day. So this time started completely from scratch, started building up straight from the drum track, putting the bass on, sticking some strings on. I got rid of the accordion idea, stuck with acoustic guitars, electric guitars, stuck in some organs, some backing vocals, just a completely different sound, and it was a much fresher and much better sound, and it's the sound that you now hear on Yetholm Day or any CD releases that's out now. It's a song that I was much happier with. As a result, the whole Songs of Kelso CD went on and was released that year in the Family Day in July at the start of Kelso Civic Week. And on the opening day we sold 74 CDs at the Family Day alone in that 2-hour period. and it's from strength to strength. We've had to go and get more printed. It's been a raging success for the town, and it's still in great demand, and I've sold in other shops throughout the borders as well. It was a huge achievement. I was asked to join the Kelso Ladies Association and be a committee member following that, and still remain a strong committee member to this day. It's allowed us to introduce music back into Civic Week. It's put a huge focus on some of the more musical events and dances that we have. And of course, then came that tricky question again, what's next? And there was certainly plenty more to come from this project and similar projects like this.
Yetholm Day. Three cheers for the Kelso laddie. There's a fine old town in the borderland, by the side of the banks of the Tweed, where the salmon leap on the silver strand, and the game and the cattle feed. There are beauties there in the lovely scene, in the valley of the Tweed, as she sits right there as the border queen, mid the hill and the vale and the mead.
Quarter past 5 in the morning. Good morning. Cheers. I mean, you might think this is a bit strange, but thanks to Gareth Ford, on the Saturday morning of Civic Week, this is actually quite a normal thing to get up and do. So in 2012, our ex-Kelso laddie Gareth Ford came up with the idea that Kelso could do just as well as Gala and Hoyk and the other borders towns, who would have a big breakfast and a big sing-song before their main ride-out. So Gareth and Tom Leatherstone organised the Kelso Yetholm Day breakfast, as it was called. So that starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you have to be down there at the Tate Hall for 6 in the morning, and you get your bacon roll and your bottle of beer and communal singing. We get special singers and special guests invited along to get up and give us some songs. Alan Conahue was there at the first breakfast as well, along with myself. We even had Gareth getting up and giving us a song as well. We played a couple of pranks on the Jethert boys, which was excellent. And I mean, from that first year, the breakfast has grown from strength to strength and has improved vastly every year. Our crowds are getting bigger and bigger. But the bit I was most proud of was certainly the fact that I was asked to not only perform Yetholm Day, but if I would perform it with the pipe band, and get the pipe band to pipe the laddie out the hall on his way to Yetholm with the song Yetholm Day, to carry his standard high as he leaves the hall. So yeah, it was quite an immense feeling to be asked to do that. I got Alan Bryden from Scotia to write the pipe music for me, and gave it to the pipe band who learned it, and they were able to perform it on the day. And nothing ever makes the hair stand up the back of your neck like hearing somebody else playing a song that you've wrote, but even more so when it's a full pipe band piping the Kelso laddie out the hall to your song, holding his flag high, and everybody up stamping their feet and clapping their hands. And it was an absolutely brilliant feeling, and that is now a tradition as well that has carried on every year, and it's become the anthem for the Saturday, definitely.
Let's say the chorus as you've done. Right.
way back by Maxwell Deep, and there's side by side. And the presentation, the youngest rider stands with pride. The ready hands the flag back, and the side and stage, which marks the end of scenic week. Upon this Yetholm Day, as you sing, oh, Terry, Terry, oh, Terry on Yetholm Day.
Throughout all of this, and throughout the years that I've been involved with Kelso Civic Week, and got bookings elsewhere to go and play up at the Hoyt Conservative Club, James Torrey, who worked up there at the time, booked me to go and play at the Hoyt Cornets party and stuff. And it's there's various other gigs that's kind of came out of that's got me travelling in the borders and hearing some of the other border town songs, and that kind of what's next question that kept getting raised, especially after the Songs of Kelso CD and the success that was. I think there was only one direction I could have went in after that, and it was something that I'd wanted to do for years, was to record the one and only CD that would be in existence of all the border songs, or all the main towns' border songs. So immediately after 2012, I started a very long and very, very difficult 2-year project on a CD called The Songs of the Borders. So the Songs of the Borders CD was the next project I was working on, that was going to involve, as I say, all the main town songs of the borders. My challenge then was not only learning the songs, but finding the songs, finding a place where I could hear them, finding to get access to the lyrics. And the only man I could think of to ask was Ali Barclay from Musselburgh, who is quite a connoisseur of the border songs. And during his time as an honest lad, he collected sort of programmes from every town around the borders, which luckily has all the songs in it. So I managed to get sort of books of Ali. I managed to get his videos, his DVDs, I listened to the communal singing at various places. It was round about the Civic Week we had here as well. I filmed my Kelso laddies every time they sang the border songs. Listened to it over the computer, listened to it back a few times, tried to learn the songs. There was a lot of work went into it. So once I learned the songs, the next stage I had was recording them and actually put them into some kind of production that was going to be listenable for people, that wasn't going to be the same guitar track over and over again, and trying to find various ways of keeping the sound on the CD varied, but yet keeping the songs very much to their original style.
Where sleigh trick dances
The main challenge of the Songs of the Border CD was because I was working on my own, it was very difficult to create the backing sound of lots of other singers as you would at the Common Ridings and the Civic Weeks. And that was my main aim for the CD, was to get the songs to sound as much like you would hear them at Common Riding festivals and Civic Weeks as I possibly could get them to sound. So I had to try and play about with my equipment as much as possible to try and find a way to sort of multi-track my voice and to make my voice sound like there was quite a lot of me. So I initially used a digital recording desk, but by the time I got to the Songs of the Borders project, I had actually upgraded my equipment to use more digital software on the computer, which opened the door to so many more different things that I could use and a totally different style of recording. The main trick that I found out for multi-tracking my voice was, if you can imagine a common riding situation, a local pub, or for example the hut on the Hoyt Common Riding, and the bulk of your people who are doing your communal singing at that point are probably a bit drunk and probably under the influence of alcohol. So I decided the best way to do it was to impersonate drunk people singing. Something I've got a wee bit of practice at, I've got to say. So we looked at, because I got some opinions of some people that came around the house and let them have a wee listen to it and stuff. And at one point, once I'd gotten my choir sorted out, I asked one of my friends to have a listen to it, and was convinced he could recognise somebody's voice from Hoyt. Oh, I know that person. And I had to say, actually, no, that's me. And I'll let you hear exactly how it sounds when it's broken down. Okay, so if we were to take the song Up With Old Hoyt, which is one of the most famous Hoyt songs, especially for having everyone sing along and swaying along to the chorus, and I'll let you hear a wee bit of what it actually sounds like on the CD version. So if I was to go back to the very start of that and start taking out some of the stuff we've got on here, for example taking out the guitar track, muting that, muting the second vocal, and all you have is the lead vocal and the backing tracks.
Then up way old Hoyt, o'er the borders the Queen, light front and the tearing.
But if you were to take that back again and actually strip that down to just the backing groups and start taking them out one at a time, you'll hear exactly how the impersonation sounded at the time of the drunk people. And it doesn't really sound particularly tuneful when you hear each one, but put together it actually formed quite a good sound. On the borders the Queen, head front and the tearing, hell can't tear between our lads lay and track is broad and fair, as they turn among them mock and we all turn compare. We were flanked one by the fella. So having listened to that a few times, I've been quite happy with the result that I had with it. I tried that with several of the tracks in the album and got what I can only describe myself as an absolutely fantastic result with it, and managed to achieve quite a good sound, and listened to it back in the CD many times since, and I don't think I could have got a better result if I'd had, you know, 40 professional singers ahoik on that backing track, if they don't mind me saying so.
Oh, the fields are green and quiet now, the fields that we trodden, while we fought and bled, and then we did, we are the guests of Flodden.
A standout track for me on the album was the track The Ghasts of Flodden, which was written by one of the ex-Kelso laddies' daughters, Colin Henderson's daughter, a girl called Naomi Henderson. Actually wrote this and won the Scottish Junior poetry competition with her poem The Ghasts of Flodden, which came out along with our Kelso Burns Club newsletters. So when I had a wee look at this poem, I quite liked it and put music to it, and this was the song that resulted from it. There's also other tracks that I wrote for it, such as the Bonnie Borderland, which again is quite a popular track. There's quite a few sort of standout tracks from it, but The Ghasts of Flodden is certainly one that I was quite proud to be involved with.
While we fought and bled, and then we did, we are the guests of Flodden. Ah, the fields are green and quiet now, the fields that we trodden, where we fought and bled, and then we did, we are the guests of Flodden. We sing aloud the festal game, ask the belting monarchy to peoples and the plain.
I finally managed to get the Songs of the Borders CD completed using quite a vast array of instruments, vast array of sounds, and was extremely pleased with the outcome. I decided to launch the Songs of the Borders night at our annual Civic Week fundraiser, which involved local band Scotia. Say local, they're the Hoyk band, and they're extremely famous for playing at festivals across in Germany. They've played at the New York Tartan Day Parade, and they're, you know, played quite a lot local radio here, and it played to sell out crowds round about the Borders. Extremely popular, very well talented band. However, there was going to be one slight difference this year, is that Chappie, one of the singers in Scotia, got in touch with me and asked if I would be willing to play with him this year. I had supported him in the past and done a wee stint at the start of the show. However, both Chappie and Scotty were both keen this year that I sang a Kelso song, and not just any Kelso song either. There was one Kelso song that they liked, that they wanted me to sing with them. And I know I've said this a lot so far during this bit of film, that, you know, things have made me the most proud ever. But when I first wrote Yetholm Day, what I had in mind was, this is a song that perhaps Scotia could sing. This is something that they could do. It's the type of song that they could play. And I was absolutely thrilled when Scotia asked me if they could learn and perform Yetholm Day.
A wee bit different. Would you like to welcome on stage the very talented Gary Cleghorn?
So there we have it. That's the sort of journey of Yetholm Day that led to probably the most proudest moments that I could ever have, singing with Scotia to a sellout crowd, about 400 at the Tate Hall in Kelso. I never ever thought years ago when I sat in my bedroom writing that wee song for Andrew Haig or Stick that it would ever come to anything like that. So thanks again, Stick. Thanks for recommending me to do that song, or asking me to do a song in general. It's led to a lot for me, and I'm proud to be able to give something back to Civic Week every year with my ongoing work with the committee. And what's next? Well, we're looking at republishing the songbook, getting some of the songs, the songs at Kelso CD into a songbook, and taking things onwards from there. And I'll continue to keep performing, continue to keep playing, and continue to be a part of Civic Week hopefully for many years to come. It's something I enjoy, it's something I'm sure I'll always enjoy, and I'll keep doing it as long as other people are enjoying it as well. So thanks for your time, hope you've enjoyed this wee film. I've certainly enjoyed doing it. It's been quite good to look back some of the over the old footage and some pictures and stuff as well. So all the best, I'll see you again soon. Bye now.
Satan to ride on Yetholm Day. Oh, to ride, to ride. Oh, to ride on Yetholm Day. O'er they come by Benching Hill, get Yetholm in their sights. The laddie and all his followers are decked with blue and white. The wine and beer flows freely, and they're having picnics today as the Kelso folk all gather round on this bonny Yetholm Day. Oh, to ride, to ride. Oh, to ride on Yetholm Day. Riders gather on the green to watch the Yetholm reel, dancing to the piper's tune. The lassies' hearts they steal. Then off they gallop through the hall. The laddie's on his way, riding him to Kelso on the laddie's Yetholm Day. Oh, to ride, to ride. Oh, to ride on Yetholm Day. Arriving him by Maxwell Hugh in pairs side by side, and at the presentation the youngest rider stands with pride. The laddie hands the flag back, and Sally